Everybody. This video I had requested on doing because I thought it was really important, and I will be including some of my own commentary opinions about what I think. And first of all, I wanted to talk to you guys about the Social Security Administration, and then I'm going to go into talking about another topic, which is student loans. Okay, so for those of you who don't know about what's been going on, apparently in the news nowadays, Donald Trump, since the last coming of years, President Donald Trump has made an argument about dealing with the Social Security Administration. And those of you who are on SSI, who deal with SSI, who have family members that deal with SSI, let me give you a whole insight about SSI. I just read an article stating that President Donald Trump is planning on cutting off SSI benefits to those people who are on long-term Social Security, which is long-term disability. So, and then he made a whole huge scene about talking about Medicare and Medicaid. Medicare is for senior citizens who are, 65 years or older, who are applying for, basically those who are retired or, those who are severely ill. And then you have Medicaid, which is for low-income families who are on disability and who deal with the Medicaid side. So this is my part of why I'm making this video. It is ridiculous. My mom has finally gotten on Social Security for about 2 to 3 years now, or longer than that. I mean, she's been on SSI for 2 to 3 years now, but she's been on SSA, which is Social Security dealing with those people who work. So that was before when we were living in South Carolina. So she received SSA years ago, and with that particular time, SSA was really, that's when you go ahead, work, you work and you pay off, whatever taxes you have to pay off towards the government. SSI is a lot different because SSI is those people who cannot work anymore and they have to apply for SSI. So the bullshitting part about SSI is that those people who are currently not working and who apply for Social Security, it takes a long time. You have to get a lawyer, you have to file an appeal, you got to get your whole medical records, files, information together to getting SSI. And so those people who are trying to get SSI, I empathize with you because you guys got a lot of shit you got to deal with. On top of getting a lawyer, and now my mom's having to get most likely she will have to get an attorney because with Social Security being the way it is, it's ridiculous. So, and after so long with Social Security, they only allow you to have a certain amount of money within your bank account, and so therefore you have to hire an attorney. And this is where it becomes very confusing. I know a lot of people deal with this, nonsense crap. But this is the whole part of the reason why I'm making this video, because I want to share with you guys an experience so that you guys can, if you ever run into these kind of problems, that you know where to go about it and how to deal with it. Because the thing about it is, a Social Security Administration will only allow a certain number of people in a household to receiving benefits, and those people who they feel like are no longer, it don't matter how long you've worked or whatever you're dealing with, they're going to cut off whatever they can, because for some particular reason, when President, Donald Trump was in office, he made all these claims that he was going to help and make America great again, and now dealing with all this other crap, and it's not just him, it's his whole Congress, Trump administration, and all this crap that we're dealing with in the United States right now, presently. So, dealing with all that, his impeachment, everybody knows that Donald Trump right now is getting impeached in the year of 2019, 2020, and so it's going crazy. So that's what I feel like. I feel like there has to be something done for this, for people who are on Social Security and receiving SSI and or SSA, whatever you're on, and then those people who have to receive Medicaid, Medicare. Those are really different in every different state. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Okay, so for those of you, this is on another topic. For those of you who are trying to deal with student loans and you are in my position, you're trying to find work, you have, you take out a private loan, take out a federal loan, and so the differences between a private loan is a private loan, I have two different loan services. I have College Avenue Loan, which is my private student loan that I have to make monthly payments on. Then I also have my federal loan, which is from Fed Loan Servicing. So those are two different, loan services. And College Avenue Loan, I'm fully making all my payments towards those loans. Then you got, your Pell Grants, which is the federal side. And so this is where I hate dealing with college, student loans in general. The thing about student loans is that, in the United States, when you are being put on, right now I'm being put on a student income driven plan. And what happens is you end up having to pay the number you have to set up a payment plan, and whatever payment plan they put you on, whatever payment plan they decide to put you on, you have to repay back those loans. So here's what the big problem is in the United States. A lot of people owe, for me, 33 grand. My friend, $100,000. These student loans that people are going out has been outrageous. So, and there's been a lot of, people always making claims, wonder why do I have to pay back so much money? And of course, with student loans, it goes on with interest. My interest rate with student loans right now is about 4.55% of interest rate. So this is it's going to go up, and nobody in the right mind would want to owe so much money. I cannot believe how much money my friend told me she owed, close to $100,000, for student loans. So here in the United States, we are living underneath so many different things. Capitalist world that we're living in, and we got loans interest that are going up so high. So here is what I have been thinking about doing, and this is something that you guys can think about doing if you are in my type of situation where whether or not you're trying to do a business, whether or not you're trying to get a job and you're trying to get your dream job or whatever the case may be. Or you're trying to get a part-time job, full-time job, trying to pay off your student loans. Number one thing in particular is research the company that you are dealing with, that, because with my school, they have helped me trying to find, Mid-America has helped me try to deal with my job interviews. Another thing that you really want to go into making sure you do is making sure that you stay in touch with your Fed, your servicer. With mine, Fed Loan Servicing, I always have to stay in touch with them, because what happens is if you don't stay in touch with your loan servicing, you're going to end up having other problems. And because your wages could get garnished, a lot of other shit can happen, and you don't want to deal with the federal government. That's one thing that you do not want to deal with. And I want to be this very clear. Nobody wants to deal with this kind of bullshit. Okay, so I want to make this a whole, future of whatever. You know, there's a lot of people that still have to deal with this kind of stuff. And so my thing is this: if you are looking and you know exactly, you know, what your dream job is, for me, mine was the medical field. Other people may be, you know, IT, you know, my friend was working in IT, or you could be an entrepreneur, you could be a business owner, or you could work at, you know, wherever your major field of study, whatever you decide to get into. It's important to realize that the amount of loans and the amount of debt you owe, keep in mind of all the things that you have to keep in track of the bills that you have to pay, because what happens is if you don't, then those loans will go up with interest. And this is something I want to really make clear to everybody who owes student loans, because you know they always talk about the student loan forgiveness program, but that's not everybody's case is not going to be the same. You know, if you're working in the military, that's a little bit different, and that's a whole different topic. But if you are a working class American, you still have to pay back your student loans unless you are on long-term disability, and that's a whole different scenario. But if you're a working class American, you have to pay back your student loans, and in particular, make sure that, like I said, stay in touch with your loan servicer, find a good, stable job, work a business on the side if you have to in order to make money, and stay on track whatever you can. And I know this can be very stressful at times. I know that a lot of people deal with this. This is the reason why I made this video, is because I want to make sure people understand what they're getting themselves into when they decide to go ahead and apply for these loans. And there is a difference between an unsubsidized loan and a subsidized loan. They're very different. You want to look up and make sure you understand the differences between those types of loans. Private loans and federal student loans are very different from each other. It's a private loan is by, you can get a co-signer to sign off your loans, like your parent or friend, whoever, guardian, whoever. Then you also, your Pell Grants, those are the money that you don't have to deal with as far as to worrying so much about that side of everything. But Pell Grants are a little bit differently because those are made by the government. So whatever you are owing on to, you have to make those monthly payments each time. So I hope this video educates you guys a little bit on the differences between each of them. In my next video, you will be seeing, I will be making another video about how to get a job. Alright, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take care now.